Hey guys, Adam here, and in this video, what I want to do is something I've never really done before, but it's really I want to investigate showdown slates and see if there are some levers we can pull when building showdown lineups. And what I'm going to be doing is basically doing like a deep dive investigation into the top winning slates on the first, for now at least the first 10 weeks, and the Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night games. So it'll be a total of 30 games that we analyze the showdown slates for and basically look at the winning lineup and make some try to make some observations around whether these are what can we learn from them from those things. And it's gonna be a longer video. I'm gonna be talking about my thought process as I go along. And honestly, don't know where it's gonna end up. This is more of like a how the sausage is made video. I'll probably build some sort of a condensed video later on. But this is me trying to figure out what in the world to do with Showdown. And I actually did really well in Showdown last year. I think I lost money in the main tournaments, but in Showdown I actually did really well. Came out with a few wins, I believe. And so I'm looking at really capitalizing on that and maybe even trying to get even better if I can. And so some of the questions I'm asking for, I feel like I know some of these answers, but I want to either confirm those things or not. So who do I play at captain? I'm only going to be looking at DraftKings. I think FanDuel is very, very different. But for DraftKings, who do we play at captain? What type of team distribution should we play? Should we be allowing any type of stack, basically one like a 1-5-2-4-3-3? We'll fill that stuff in. Questions about, is it okay to have lineups without a quarterback or running back? Or do I need to build rules that say, include at least one of the, at least one quarterback and at least one running back? Should I include kickers and defenses? If they're barely in winning lineups but they're played 10 to 20%, that's actually a place that you might be able to fade completely. Or maybe we need to play one. I don't know. Like we'll figure this out. And then also one of the questions I'm going to ask is how many fringe players should we put in a lineup? These are like the non-main, receivers or pass catchers, etc. Maybe you could even include some backup running backs in that situation. I feel like this is where the edge is. It's like getting the fringe players right. And a great example of this was I think we're going to look at week 1 of last year, which was Dallas and Tampa Bay, and a fringe player there would be like a Cedric Wilson, who was the 4th string wide receiver or the 4th wide receiver, or like a Cameron Brate. Remember, Grunk was the tight end 1, and Brate was like kind of a fringe play at that point. So I think those are some good examples of fringe players. I'm going to use my best judgment on these. Like I have no idea. Sometimes I'm going to get it wrong who a fringe player is. You could debate me on that later. Sure, that's fine. But the most important thing I'm actually looking for is I feel like I'm going to see these lineups and be like, oh, this is an interesting trend, and maybe write that down. And so there might be some things that we're missing that we're not even considering or looking for yet. And so that is what I am going to be doing. And okay, so with that said, here's my little Excel sheet. I've got the lineups ready to go, and I've got a lineup study on Fantasy Cruncher loaded. I've got the first 5 weeks, and then it kind of goes bonkers having this many things looking at this many things. So I'm going to try to do the first 5 weeks, hopefully fairly quickly, pull these in, and then we'll try to do the other weeks as we go along. I'm hoping this will take maybe 20 to 30 minutes. And then maybe make some observations as we go along. So I'm going to be swapping back and forth between this Excel spreadsheet and my Fantasy Cruncher lineup study. So let's start it off with the Dallas Tampa Bay Thursday game. This is week 1, 2021. And there was the winners. And you could tell very clearly that they had a very chopped pot here. There it is. It ended at what? How many lineups is that? Can I even count that easy? Or do I have to like figure it out myself? 5. There's got to be an easy way to do this. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to guess here 20. This looks to be about like 40 to 45. So over here in number of dupes, I'm actually going to put 40. And what, the moral of the story is I'm not looking at making lineups that duplicate 40 times, even in millionaires, even in millionaire makers. I want to find ways to get unique. And what I anticipate is going to happen here is it's going to be a very chalky type lineup. So let's pull out one of the winners lineups. I think I already have them loaded here. And it was Gronk. So it was at the captain spot, it was a tight end. So I'm going to call it, I want to call it like a pass catcher, but I'll just say tight end for now. So let's say tight end for now. And The setup here, this is the breakdown of players on the side with the captain versus the side without the captain. In this case, it's actually split 3-3. So what I'll do here is I'll call this a 3-3 setup. And of course it thinks that's a date. Let me fix this in Excel real quick. Let me just make this a general. And then I'll say 3-3. And it still thinks it's I'll do it like that. No, oh, I don't want this to be a date. I want this to be, how do I say custom? All right. It doesn't know how to make this like this. 3, 2, 3. Maybe I'll just do that for now. Okay, and QB usage. This is really interesting. So there was a quarterback used, but it was not the one with Gronk. So Brady wasn't used in this winning stack, or this winning lineup, which is very interesting. So I'm going to call this opposing. So there was a QB, but it was the QB opposite of the person who won, or the captain involved. Were there any running backs involved? Wow, this is a really interesting lineup. There were literally no zero running backs used. How many pass catchers were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 pass catchers. This was probably a high scoring game. I'm kind of recollecting this game because it's the first game of the season. There were zero kickers or defenses, 0 fringe players, and that's a very interesting. It's like a super chalky type winning lineup. I would never I don't want to play a lineup like this because it's too chalky. And the thing I remember like on DK is you got a cheap Antonio Brown and a cheap Gronk, who obviously went off, and they could have gone off, and they did. And this is just way too chalky. And I would not submit this lineup. Like, I'd be perfectly happy losing this tournament because the winners got like 43. It was like Duke 43 times. And so like you won, but you didn't win the million, obviously. I guess, I mean, you got a good ROI, but it's not a lineup I would be playing, but it's interesting to know. All right, this is the next one. This was the Sunday night, I think, Chicago versus LA Rams. And this one had, this one's pretty interesting. It only had 4. Okay, so this one only had 4 dupes. Now it's something I'm interested in this. See what the winning lineup had. So this guy had the winning lineup, and he had Stafford was the captain, so the captain was a QB. The setup was 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a 5-1. It was an onslaught. This was a 5-1. QB usage. The only person in Chicago was, remember in this you have to play one player from the opposing team. In this case, it was David Montgomery. So I'll call it same QB. If there's no QBs, I'll say no. If both QBs are used, I'll say both. Otherwise, I'll be same. Obviously, because the quarterback was the winner, it would be same. Running back wise, how many running backs were used? 1, 2. So in this example, or in this game, the winning lineup had Demont and Darrell Henderson in the lineup. How many pass catchers did they have? It was Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson. So 2. Van Jefferson was like the wide receiver 3 at the time. He was playing most downs, definitely over 50% of snaps. I would not call him a fringe play. It actually had Matt Gay, I think, was the kicker there. So it had a kicker in the winning lineup. And I think this had 0 fringe plays. So no fringe plays, but 1 kicker. So, okay, cool. That's very interesting. Okay, back to or into the next game. So that will be, I'm going to close these as I go along, actually. Let me see here. And then, okay, this is the Monday night game. I think this was Vegas and the Baltimore Ravens. And let's look at it. Actually, let's go back here. So it looks like the winning lineup was, this guy had the same lineup twice and it won. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 dupes on this one. 14 dupes. And let's go take a look at the lineup. He had a Waller, so it was a tight end. It's hard to say tight end because these are like stud tight ends. This is very different than playing a like Cole Kmet or something like that. Like Andrews or Waller would have been, they're like elite tight ends. And so I'm going to say captain tight end for now, but I'll probably have to like make sure that it's very known. Like these were the non-fringe tight ends. These were like good tight ends. Okay, and then so it was a looks like a 3-3 stack here. So 3 and 3, 3 to 3. Oops, 3 to 3. All right, quarterbacks. We had Carr. We did not have Lamar Jackson. Oh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Oh yeah, Tyson. I forgot about that guy. Okay, so it had the same QB. How many running backs were used? Looks like it was just Tyson Williams. So 1. And pass catchers, we had 1, 2, Hollywood Brown, 3, 4, 4. So we have 4 pass catchers, 0 kickers, 0 fringe plays. So far, no fringe plays. That's very interesting to me. I really feel like this is where the edges are. But if none of them are showing up in the winning lineups, and I know this is a very small sample set, but I think looking over 30 showdowns, we might get somewhere. So okay, plus 14 dupes. It's kind of like on the fringe of do I really? It's not really what I want. 14 dupes. Okay. So this is what is this? The Giants versus the Redskins game. And it looks like it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 dupes. And let's take a look here at the winning lineup. So that was looks like a McLaurin captain lineup. So the captain was a wide receiver. And 1, 2, 3 is a 3-3, 3-3 setup. The quarterbacks that were used, it had both quarterbacks in this lineup. So Danny Dimes and Taylor Heineke. So I'm going to call this both. Running backs, what running backs were used? It was McKissick, and that's it. So 1 running back. Pass catchers, we had obviously McLaurin, 1. You could call McKissick a pass catcher. I won't though. 2, 1, 2. So 2. And then let's see, kickers. Oh, Graham Gano was there. Okay, 1. And fringe plays, any fringe plays minus the kicker, none. It was really this double quarterback that was interesting. And I think the big thing there was the quarterbacks were probably priced very cheap. I think like Thursday's line, like this Thursday's showdown with the Rams and Bills, there's no way you're gonna be able to get Stafford and Josh Allen. Like they're gonna be way too expensive. Okay, so that's an interesting insight actually. In these lower in these games with like non-elite quarterbacks, that is here. Let me write this down. This is an interesting insight. Games with non-elite QBs might be good to have lineups with both of them because you can get to their salary and not have to play so many fringe plays. Like for if Stafford and Allen go off, it would be really hard to not have Diggs and Cooper Kupp go off also, or Allen Robinson. Like you got to pay up for all of those people, so you're left with like literally no salary. And in this one, they had Graham Gano, so they had a kicker to save some salary. That's a really interesting insight. I'll have to keep an eye on that. And I really think a lot of this is going to be determined based on like the type of game it is. And I don't know how much I'm going to adjust for that. Like, I don't know if I've got the time to really put into that. Like, I got a day job, but I'm interested in thinking about that. So, okay, next lineup is the Sunday night showdown. This was the Kansas City Baltimore game. This is a fun game to watch. And the winners it was chopped 6 ways. 6. And the winning lineup was it a Byron Pringle? It was a Byron Pringle. Oh, wow. I gotta call this like fringe wide receiver. I have to like separate that. A Byron Pringle captain won it. And Marcus Robinson, I call them both fringe plays. He was 4,000, but I still like he was fringe. He was definitely a fringe play. They had Mecole Hardman. Maybe Mecole Hardman was out that. I don't remember. I'm gonna call him fringe, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, so the setup here was 1, 2, 3. It was a 4-2. The QBs that were used were both. Wow, they found a way to get Lamar and Mahomes. And the way they did it was they saved on salary here with these two. This is a weird way to construct a lineup, but man, it won and it didn't have many dupes. That's very interesting. Okay, So both quarterbacks used. Running back wise, there were literally no running backs. Pass catchers, non-fringe pass catchers was Hollywood Brown and Kelsey. So that was 2. No kickers, and then a total of 2 fringe fringe plays, namely Pringle and Demarcus Robinson. Again, you could maybe argue Robinson wasn't a fringe play, but you can't argue that Pringle wasn't. That is a very, very interesting. I'm going to write this down as just a note. Byron Pringle captain, because I'll probably look at this later and be like, what in the world? In a KC Baltimore game, a fringe wide receiver is the winning play. Captain. Okay, let's go to Monday night's Green Bay game. Again, I'm kind of canceling these as I go along, or exiting the previous ones. So in this one, the winner was, oh my, this was the chop pot. Oh, this was bad. Oh my, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 30. Like this is one of those. Some people played it twice. Oh my. There it is. What is like 100? Oh. I'm not gonna count it. I'm gonna say it's about 100. Maybe like 80. This is more like 100. Okay, I'll put about 100. This is like a lineup I would never play. Like if I find myself in a lineup with 100 dupes and I win, I'm not gonna be happy. Like that's just who I am. I care about the process, and I don't care about. I hate to say I don't care about winning. I care about winning, but when I win, I want to win like all of the money. So okay, and this was probably a very chalky lineup that was able to be put in. And who in the world is this? Trinity Benson. Oh, he's a wide receiver. They just found some rando person to fit in with all their studs. So this is a 4-2 stack with Aaron Jones at the cap. This does not seem like a lineup that would be like. Maybe they had an injury and Trinity Benson was like the guy, like Amon-Ra St. Brown was out. I know he's out during the season. He's going to be called a fringe play. You can tell by his salary. And Cephas, I wouldn't call a fringe play. So this is really big. Okay, so Aaron Jones, captain, was a running back. It was a 4-2. And then Devontae was used, but Jared Goff was not. This is before they got Taylor Decker, for anyone who actually cares about that. No one cares about that. Running backs. Okay, we got 1. And Tanyan's not running back. Okay, 1. Pass catchers. Tanyan, I would consider him he was a starting tight end. 1, 2, 3, or 3, Devontae. So 3 pass catchers. No defenses or kickers. We did have 1 like fringe play. I can't believe this was duplicated like 100 times. That lineup, I look at that and I'm like, that's not. I guess it was the only way to get like the studs right here. I guess that was the only way to get that. Maybe someone just put that lineup on a Twitter and everyone decided to use it, and then it just happened to win. I would not be upset if I played that lineup because it seems a little contrarian with the Trinity Benson and stuff, but that would have been really sad. Okay, let's go into week 3. So in week 3, this is Carolina versus Houston, and the winners. Oh, it was split. Yeah, it's like in that no man's land. 10. I call this about 25 dupes. So, all right, 25. And the winning lineup was let's see here. The winning lineup was a Darnold captain. Oh, he's like, what? That many points? That's crazy. Okay. Captain was a QB. The setup was a 1, 2, 3, is a 3-3. The quarterback it used both quarterbacks. Davis Mills. It must have been a really interesting, it has to be a really interesting game. So both quarterbacks were used. That's interesting because so far I see this. There's 7 games, and there's always one quarterback that's used. And in 3 of the games, both quarterbacks were used. And 2 of those games where both quarterbacks were used, it was these really like not very good quarterbacks. Like Darnold and Mills were both priced very low. That's fair. It's interesting. Okay. Running back wise, we got Chuba, and that's it. I think Miller was a wide receiver, Anthony Miller. Yeah, he scored like a really cool touchdown, and that was a really big deal. So, And those watching, I don't edit this. I don't have time to edit this. My daughter's coming in, so you might get to see her. Hey, honey. Okay, pass catchers. Are you brushing your teeth? All right. Okay, pass catchers. This is really interesting. Anthony Miller was like an every down player. I remember that game. I'm pretty sure he was. So I'll count him as a regular play, even though he's $1,000. Do I count him as a fringe player or not? I don't know. Two for sure. DJ Moore, Brandon Cooks. I'll call him a fringe play. Nah, he was only 29%. So they knew something was going on here. The Chuba was interesting. I guess. Oh, that was the game. I saw this game. That was the game. McCaffrey got hurt like at the very beginning, and so everyone played. That was the game. Everyone played McCaffrey. He was like captain in like 60% of lineups, and because there was no good plays there, and then he got hurt. And so if you didn't play McCaffrey, you did really well. Oh yeah. Okay, that's a really interesting lineup there. So this was the McCaffrey game. McCaffrey hurt first quarter. I remember this game. Okay. Either way, like it is what it is. I remember some people were saying like just fade McCaffrey as best you can, especially in captain position. And it seemed like really risky, but honestly, like not only can injuries happen, but he may not be the play. And if he's not the play, you just beat like 60% of the field. So I like that. I like that contrarian option or play. I think that's really good. Okay, so I digress. I'm going to call Anthony Miller since he was so highly owned, I'm going to call him a non-fringe pass catcher, even though he was only $1,000. So that means no fringe players. Okay. I guess the Chuba Hubbard was a fringe play, but again, I don't know. I'm going to move on. Okay. Let's move on to, that was an interesting game. Okay. This is what is this? The Green Bay San Francisco game. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I like this. So you got 5. This is only 5 dupes here. That's very nice. And let's take a look at the winner. He had Devontae as a captain. Wow, a Devontae captain with only 5 dupes. What's different? Oh, this is the thing. He's a fringe. That was a fringe play. Use check. All right, so we got wide receiver captain. The setup was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it was an onslaught 5-1. Okay. QB usage. Rodgers was used, and the only 49er was used was use check. Wow. Okay, so same. Devontae with Aaron Rodgers. Running back wise, there was 1, 2 running backs. I'm gonna call it. It's hard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna only call it 1 running back because I'm gonna call it use check a fringe play, and I don't want to count him twice. Just the way I'm gonna do it here. So 1, 2. Oh, we have a kicker too. So this is very interesting. 1 kicker, 1 fringe play, which is use check. Very interesting lineup. What's the final score on that? Let's see. All right, I'm curious. 2022 Green Bay versus San Francisco. I can't remember the score on this. Yeah. Oh no, it was like what? That was the preseason. I put 2022. No wonder it didn't give me the right. He scored 28 points. It wasn't even like a blowout. So you have a 30-28 game with a 5-1 onslaught lineup that won. That's very interesting. It really just shows like how interesting lineups could be. Did Juszczyk get like 2 touchdowns that game? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Simply for the sake of time, let's move into the next game, and that is the Dallas Philadelphia game on Monday night. I remember this game. And let's see here. 1, 2. Ooh, only 6. Okay, once again, I'm really looking at these. I'm looking at the games where even these 14 and 13 dupes. I'm okay with this. I'm looking at the games. I want to be at that place, like from a game standpoint, and where there's not many dupes. So let's go look at the winning lineup here. It was Zeke. Okay, Zeke was the captain. Setup was a 3-3. Okay, 3-3. I remember. Didn't Dallas like destroy in that game too? Interesting. Okay. QB usage. It had both. It had Hurts and Prescott. Running backs 1, and it had. I'll call Hurts a running back. No, I'm just playing. Just the 1 running back. Okay. Pass catchers, 1. Rieger was still still a thing at the time. 1, 2. Ertz was still a thing, even though he was low, low priced. Yeah, you saw he had 29% ownership. I'm not gonna call him a fringe play. I know Goddard was there, but they were kind of like a 1A, 1B at the time, early in the season. So I'm not gonna call him. I wouldn't call him a fringe play here. No kickers or special teams, and no fringe plays. So I like that. I actually like this line of construction. This is really good. The Rieger thing's like, well, I would say it's unique. 22% is a little bit unique. This combination here is what really won it. You got these two. You didn't get like a Devontae Smith or a Goddard. You really had to get that right. I like that. Those are the types of. This is chalky. Oh, even Schultz wasn't very chalky. Wow. And then yeah, okay, cool. That's really interesting. Those are the types of lineups where, like, you think about, they call it product ownership, right? I've got 11% times 22% times 29%. And this is going to make you very unique playing like this combination. Obviously, Hertz and Dak, maybe playing together is also a unique combination, but fit over 50% on each. And then like a Zeke captain. Maybe this was like a Tony Pollard was a big thing at the time. I don't remember. Or maybe he was hurt. Only 7% captain. That said, there's something there that I'm missing. So I would assume he'd be more owned in the captain spot. Okay, let's move on. Next one. It's going to be Thursday. This is Cincinnati and Jacksonville. I remember the Cincinnati Jacksonville game. People were like, "This is gonna be a boring game," and then you didn't realize like Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl. They thought it was just like, I don't know why people thought Burrow wasn't gonna do well that last year. Like, anyways, okay. Let's see here. Oh, only 2 dupes. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, only 2 dupes. I am very interested. Oh yeah, that was the CJ Uzoma double touchdown week. McPherson. Oh, he was the kicker. Okay, I thought he was the wide receiver. I don't know why I thought that. Okay, so this is called, I'm gonna call it fringe tight end. Is Uzoma, he was a starting tight end. Is he a fringe tight end or is he like a good tight end? I'm gonna call it fringe tight end. I would not have played Uzoma in the captain. That's the way I'm gonna put it. And you can see he's only played 0.5%, which is what made you very unique because he scored the 2 touchdowns. Cool. All right, setup. We had both quarterbacks. Oh, I forgot. 1, 2, 3. It was a 4-2. 4-2. Both quarterback. So far, a quarterback is used in every winning lineup. That's very interesting. Like I can see myself setting a rule, include at least one quarterback. And only once so far has it been the opposing quarterback, which was that wonky game where everyone went off. Almost like you need to use whoever your captain is, especially if it's a pass catcher. But even if it's like a running back, you might want to use the quarterback with them. That might be a rule I end up setting. I did a lot of that last year. I did like use at least one quarterback. Okay. Running back wise, we had just one. Pass catchers. I'm calling him a fringe pass catcher. So I'm just gonna have to stick with that. Only one. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. And a kicker, there was McPherson. And then fringe plays. Okay. So I call it Uzoma. I'm gonna call. I know I'm duping here. I'm still calling it a fringe play. Even it just so happened the fringe play was in the captain. It was like the Pringle play. Okay. Boyd's the only like real pass catcher. I like this game. I like this play though. You put Burrow with Boyd and Uzoma, and Robinson and Lawrence with a kicker. But the unique part of it is Uzoma is the captain. So that means, like, think about this. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins were not part of that winning lineup. That's interesting, right? These are the types of things where you get unique. You just say, maybe Chase and Higgins don't go off, and the other 2 pass catchers do, or just get enough, like the touchdowns, like Uzoma, to get you there. And then if that hits, you chop it with one other person. That's okay. I am interested in that construction. Remember, I don't care about necessarily playing like the play that gets me like what looks the best. I care about like deduping myself. All right. All right, let's look at the Gronk or the Tom Brady return game here. And let's see, it was chopped. Oh, only 5. Okay, I'm interested. 5 dupes. And the winning lineup was a Mac Jones captain, so QB captain. And it was a 3-3. 3-3. And Brady was not used in his return back to New England. Okay. So same. So Mac Jones was using the captain and Brady was nowhere to be seen. Running back wise, Fournette, that's it. 1. Pass catchers, 1. Myers, Henry. Henry was definitely not a fringe pass catcher. I think it was, yeah, he's 4,600. Kicker, there was a kicker, it was Suck Up. And no fringe place. Okay. Pretty standard there. I'm interested in that because it won. With not anything like too crazy. I guess it was the Mac Jones. Everyone wanted to play Tom Brady, and Mac Jones is like, I'll win you the tournament. All right. But this is the Monday night one. This is, I think, is Las Vegas and Los Angeles, which they'll be playing again week 1, by the way. I think it's like a primetime game too. Okay. Only 4 dupes here. Very cool. And the okay, and the winning lineup here was Eckler lineup. Oh, Donald Parham was the fringe play there. You had both tight ends. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Both quarterbacks were used. Okay, so it's running back when one running back captain. It was a 4-2. One other thing I'm seeing here is I never see the captain that like I never see it's never like a 2-4 or a 1-5. It's always someone on the team where they're scoring the more fantasy points. That person's the captain, even if it's a running back. QB usage, I think it used both captains or both quarterbacks. Running back wise, I got 1, and I did not get running back from Vegas, so just 1. Pass catchers, 1, 2, and then he's a fringe pass catcher. 1, 2, 2. No kickers, 1 fringe play. The Donald Parham thing was what won it. That 3%. Oh, honestly, it's this. You don't play them both together. Like that's typically unheard of. But they both hit. Like I could see you playing Parham and not Cook. Because like maybe Cook gets hurt. And you're taking that play at 3.7%, which is really good. But playing them both together, that's like next level. Okay. Wow, I'm gonna put that in 2 tight end from I'll put it. I'll know what this is. Cook and Parham both played. That's very interesting. Eckler captain, but 2 tight ends for that team also with Herbert. I'm interested. That's an interesting lineup. All right. Okay, let's go to week 5 Thursday. And for this one, we've got it split 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 ways. So 12 dupes. Oh, that's acceptable. And let's look at the winner. The winner was a Woods. Oh yeah, this was a Woods one. I remember this one because everyone knew Woods was going to pop at some point. I think I won a lot of money this week on this specific showdown. I played this one and played a lot of Woods, and I did really well. I didn't win the million, by the way. I don't play this. I don't play the millionaires. I just think it's not good ROI. You can lose your money really fast here. Anyways, it's good to see what happens. So this is an onslaught, which is interesting. Woods at captain. So wide receiver at captain. It was a 5-1. It was an onslaught. Quarterbacks that were used were just Stafford, so same. Running backs were Michelle and Henderson. Oh, that's interesting. They used both running backs in this play, which definitely made them relatively unique. That's very interesting. Okay, Higbee was a core and Metcalf's a core, and then Woods. So 3 pass catchers and no other things. No kickers, no fringe plays. Okay. Sunday night. Let's see where Sunday night is. Sorry, let me get back here. Okay. Sunday night, we've got this is the Bills and the Chiefs, and there's only 4. Wow. Okay. 4 loops. And it was a Josh Allen stack. Interesting. Okay. Josh Allen with the defense. This is the first defense I've ever seen. That's interesting because you don't want to play a defense. Typically, you think I don't want to play a defense against the Chiefs, but actually because there's more passing, all you need is one pick six to hit on this. That's an interesting play. Maybe in like the high scoring games, like the high totals, you might take some shots on defense because there's more passing. And not only is there more passing, but they're going to be lower owned. Because you're like, why would I ever play defense against the Chiefs? Or why would I ever play the Chiefs defense against the Bills? Like, why would I ever do that? And the answer is low ownership. This is next level. I'll have to think about that. Okay. Captain was quarterback. It was a 1-2-3-4 is a 4-2. 2. Quarterbacks only Allen. Mahomes was not in the winner. Running back, it was no running back in this one. This is the first game without a running back. No, I don't mind. I take that back. We've had 3. Not many. Which makes sense. I'm curious how many. Because one of the rules I'm thinking of is, should I force a running back in every one of my lineups? That's a question I'm asking. I'm thinking I should force a quarterback in every lineup. Should I force a running back in my lineup? I'll have to think about that. Pass catchers, 1, 2, 3. Hardman was core at that time. 4, Kelsey, obviously. Okay. 1 defense. And no fringe plays. I think the Bills D is really what won it. The Bills D at 7% and probably Mecole Hardman. I think Hardman was doing bad at the time. Now I gotta go look him up. How did he do? This was like week 5, right? Yeah. He was doing it. Yeah, he was definitely underwhelming at this point. And you could see it was like high. It was kind of high up the chain. They thought he was going to be the clear wide receiver 2, and he just didn't live up to expectations. And he has his best game of the season, right? Except for like playoffs. I mean, that was the last game, right? He had his best game of the season this week. Everyone's off him, so you play him. That's a zigzag move, by the way. Okay, cool. No fringe plays. I wouldn't call him a fringe play at that point. Maybe he was at that point. That's interesting. Because remember this last one? It was like a Pringle. Yeah, it was a Pringle who won this one. So Pringle and Robinson were already playing quite a bit in week 2, or somewhat. Kansas City was an interesting group to break down with those like 4 pass catchers. Hill was obviously good, but the Hardman Robinson Pringle thing was a very interesting. It was difficult to figure out every week. I remember that. Okay. Indiana, Baltimore. Let's see what's going on here. We had a single takedown. He won the millie all by himself. That's the first one. Oh, that's huge. Okay. What did he do? Let's see. It's an Andrews stack. Okay. Andrews is not weird. Paris Campbell, that's going to be weird. Okay, first of all, it's tight end, but elite tight end. And then it was a 3-3. So tight end, 3-3. Quarterbacks that were used, Lamar and Carson Wentz was not used, so same. Running backs, Taylor. Oh, Mac probably rushed in for like a touchdown at 4%. That's next level. Okay, we've seen this twice now where two running backs have been used twice or 3 times. I remember like Henderson and Akers or Henderson and Michelle. 2 running backs on the same team makes you very unique. And it's won 3 times. That's interesting. Okay. I'm going to write that down. 2 same skill position players on the same team. I'll put Henderson plus Michelle, which that one's not too far fetched, but this one it definitely is. Jonathan Taylor plus Marlon Mack. That one's interesting. There was another one too. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the Jared Cook and John Parham. Not running backs, but definitely no one would think to play both tight ends from the same team. Like the odds of both of them doing well is very low, but then when it hits, you stand alone. with a very unique lineup. Wow. Okay, cool. That's interesting because I could see myself putting a rule in that says limit running backs from same team to one. And if you really want to get it interesting, that maybe isn't something you want to do. Obviously, I wouldn't force that. That'd be weird. Okay, so running backs. I'm gonna call Marlon Mack a fringe play because he definitely you could see his ownership. He was very low owned at 4.5%. That's very, very interesting. And okay, pass catchers. We got one, two. It was Hollywood, and three. Paris Campbell. That was also this combination right here. That was definitely interesting, right, honey? Yeah. You want to see something? Oh, I'm sorry. You can play with this if you want. There you go. Let's see what we got here. So I forgot what I did here. One and two. These got to be both fringe plays. The two pass catchers, no kickers, but two fringe plays. Taking it down. Again, one of those was a pass catcher, Paris Campbell, and the other one was Marlon Mack. Is Paris Campbell really a fringe play? That's hard because he's only 6% owned, but what happened in this week? Oh, he had done so bad. That's what happened. He had done so bad before that. And then I think he eventually got hurt and didn't play the rest of the season, right? Yeah, he got hurt in week 6 and that was it. He had a 51-yard touchdown week 6 and that was good. Interesting. It's hard. Like, do I really call him a fringe play? Oh, 6% owned, like kinda. I'll just call it. Okay. And is that the end of the week 5? Okay. I'm gonna get to week 6. But again, I can only load a few at a time, or the first 5 weeks at a time. It was just too much memory. So in my computer. So I'm gonna go here, hit showdown. Here are the prize pools. Let's pull up the Thursday. Tampa Bay and Philly, right? Tampa Bay and Philly. There it is. And we had, oh my, this was a horrible. Oh, this is bad. He made a total profit of 2,600, even though he hit the nuts. All right, this is like a multi-hundred plus dupe winner. Oh my, dude, this is what I don't want. Oh, that's like 200 lineups right there. That's like 200. I'm gonna call it 150 here. That's one of those like I don't want to win this tournament. And that's weird for me to say that. I don't want to win this tournament. Let's see what it was. It's probably something super chalky with a underpriced core play. Fournette, captain. Oh, that's what it was. Fournette was priced so low, but everyone knew he was a starting running back. And so him at captain won it. Oh, yeah, he's like 36%. I think this is not captain ownership. I think it's total ownership. But and then OJ Howard. Really? OJ Howard? I guess he was a starting tight end. I think Gronk got hurt at that point. So he was like a core play. Oh yeah. Okay. He was a core play at 1,400. He was an easy shoe in, like a great play because Gronk was hurt. Well, was he? Because he was only 14% owned. Did Gronk play that game? That's the question. This is actually really important to find out. Did he play the same guy? Did he play any Gronk? If this guy played Gronk, then I don't see him anywhere. So Gronk was out. Maybe he's a late scratch. Oh, maybe this is like a late scratch game for him. All right, the computer's gonna be weird if I keep digging around here. So I'm gonna call him a fringe play. The OJ Howard's an interesting play. Get this back up. I'm gonna call him a fringe play because of the low ownership here, and we'll call it a day for this one. So it was a running back with a 4-2, running back 4-2. Both quarterbacks were used in this case. Both. That's a very. You would think this would be a unique lineup because you've got a running back with both quarterbacks. Running back gets counted with both quarterbacks. But these were like all the good plays. Except for the OG. The OG Howard's one's still interesting to me. So, okay. What is the next one? Running backs. I've got one. That's it, just one. Pass catchers, one. Calling him fringe. Zerch is not two. I'll call it fringe and move on. Seattle versus Pittsburgh. Let's see what we got. Tournaments. And now I go to Seattle versus Pittsburgh. And the winner is chopped pretty bad here. Let's see. About what? I'll call it about like 30, maybe 35. And let's go look at a winner. Oh yeah, it was Alex Collins. Okay. That makes sense. Alex Collins was a starter. Oh, but there was like uncertainty. So it does show his captain ownership here. So that Fournette one, he was 36% owned into captain. Oh, that's crazy. No wonder it was so badly duped. Okay, Alex Collins 5% in the captain position, but he was 30% owned. So he was definitely a poor play. It wasn't fringe. I think Carson was down by that point. So okay, running back. It was a one. Oh, there it is. Look at that. That I would never build a lineup like this. A 1 to 5. Well, I may this year. It didn't happen. It hasn't happened yet, but this is the first time it did. Like it's good to know. You have a running back who scored basically all the points for them, and like you could see it, DK Metcalf, DJ Dallas, like all these guys, they just didn't get there, and all the Steelers eventually got there. That's crazy. Okay, quarterbacks used. The opposing quarterback. That makes sense if it's a running back. So it sounds like if I have a wide receiver or tight end, I should probably, or a good tight end, I should probably have their quarterback. That makes logical sense. It's just like stacking. Okay, running backs. I had this, and Najee was in there too. So both running backs of the main running backs. Pass catchers. We had Deontay and Freiermuth. That's two. Kickers. We had Boswell, right? Boswell was in there. He was 22% owned. Fringe plays. Here, I'm gonna see if I can remember how to do this. Freeze panes. There we go. Yeah, there we go. See, my soul knowledge paying off here. Fringe plays, no really fringe plays here. Okay. This is interesting. I thought we'd had more fringe plays, but I guess the ones with no fringe plays, well, except for this one with that. That was weird. It's the ones with like, well, no, even the ones with fringe plays. That was the OJ Howard one. Trying to figure out if it's worth like forcing a one fringe play. Hold on real quick. Okay, so let's get back to what was it, the Monday night game here? Let's see. It was Buffalo, Tennessee. Interesting. Let's see what happens. Split 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I like to see. And the winner it was a Henry. Oh, a Henry stack. Wow. Or a Henry captain. Oh, Sweeney. That was definitely a fringe play that won it. Bass, wasn't he the kicker? Yeah. That's another 1 to 5. Okay. So running back, you can't. So that's an interesting play. Play the running back, and then you play 5 players from the other team, and the running back scores all the points. Of course, Derrick Henry is a really good, a good player to do that with. And then of course you have Josh Allen, so you have the opposing. That happened twice, like back to back. Wow. And did any Buffalo running backs were in there? No, they weren't. Swing things. He definitely was not. Yeah, he just stumbled in for a touchdown. There he is. Because Knox had to have been there in there. He just didn't do well. Or he could have done well, but he wasn't $200. Okay. So running backs, 1 and oh yeah, 2, just a 1. Pass catchers, Beasley, Diggs. That's 2. And we had Bass. Fringe play. We'll swing with a fringe play. Okay. On to week 7. Let's do it. Let's see what we got here. I may cut this short. I may only go to week 7 here. Let's see if we can knock it down. I'll try to go in beast mode here. So, all right, Thursday. Let's see what it was. Ugh, lots. I'm gonna guess this is like 100. Yeah, probably about 100. Okay. Winner. Oh, that's the Dearness Johnson week. Okay, running back. was like real cheap, right? Yeah, he was real cheap. That was like an easy play, which makes it quarterback. Oh, setup was 2 to 4. That's interesting. So if you play running backs, you might be able to play. Okay. Keenum was played and Bridgewater said both. Running backs. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Javante and Melvin. I wouldn't expect this to be so duplicated, but that was a 3 running backs. And Fant. And no other posts. Let's see here. Sunday night. Sunday night, Indiana and San Francisco. Let's take a look here. And oops. Yeah, oh, another choppy. This one looks to be about like 50. 40. And let's see here. The Chrome Pros. So give me a second. There we go. And that was a Pittman captain. Pittman. And in this one, it's 4-2. 4-2. QB, Wentz, and Jimmy G was not used. Oh, he's scored like 8 points. Nasty. It's the same. Running back. 1. Oh, like Cox. He was like oh, he must have been like the starting tight end at that point. Okay, running backs. So I'll call him a fringe play. 1 running back was Eli. Pass catchers 1. Oh, a defense was used 2, 3. We're not gonna call LA Cox a fringe play, but the defense was used. Bolts D was used. Double pick 6, I guess. Or 11 points. They could have just got a lot of sacks. Indianapolis is pretty good with who Darius Leonard and whatnot. Okay. New Orleans and Seattle. Oh, this was the nasty game, wasn't it? This was a nasty game. Al Spizzle. I remember he did a video on this. This is cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dupes. I remember he talked about his thought process on this. That was a really good video, by the way. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. Let's see here. Kamara. Brian Johnson? He's like, oh, the kicker. Okay. Cool. Okay, so it's a running back. 3 of 3. There's a 3 of 3. And we had and Freddie Swain. He was a fringe play for sure. Even though he was highly used, like 14%. Even though he's like the wide receiver 3, he was. Oh yeah, it was a Geno Smith week. Yeah, it was a Geno Smith week. No one wanted to play anybody. Even DK was like 40%. And the defense on the other team. Wow. Okay. This was a real weird lineup. All right, QB, same. Kamara with Winston. Running backs, 1. Oh, no running backs from Seattle. That's also very interesting. Pass catchers, 1. I'm gonna call him fringe and kickers. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, 2. It's the first time I've seen 2. A kicker and a defense. And a swing play. That was definitely an interesting lineup. Very cool. All right. Week 8. I'm gonna try to get through these. 3 more weeks. Thursday. Oh, I missed something here. Oh yeah, they had like a Mega Millionaire for this one. Thursday. Where's the Thursday night one? It was the 28th one. Green Bay, Arizona. This one. Oh, I couldn't find it. Okay. It was pretty chopped. It had a big price pool because it was like a Green Bay, Arizona. It was about 25. Again, I'm trying to get. I don't need to be exact with that. And this guy only had 2 lineups. Congrats. Let's see here. It was an Aaron Jones with a 1, 2, 3, 3. 3, 3. QB, it was Rodgers, and Kyler was not in it. That's interesting. Who was he hurt that week? Oh no, probably not. Running backs, Edmonds and Connor. That's interesting. 2 RB. The same team. So 3 total. Very interesting. Seen that used several times in work. That's interesting. Okay, pass catchers. Just Cobb and Ertz. Is he even going? He's 42%. Someone must have been hurt. Like Devontae might have been hurt this week. 1, 2. Kickers. No. It was a bunch of running backs. That's what did it. Interesting. Okay. Sunday night. Dallas and Minnesota. Doo-doo-doo. Also Minnesota, it was chopped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways. Okay, I like to see that. And let's, my Chrome is just dying on me now. It doesn't like all this stuff. That's why I tried to preload the first 5 weeks, but I literally couldn't preload anymore. All right, this was a Cooper stack. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 42. And Cooper Rush was used, so both quarterbacks. Oh yeah, it was the Cooper Rush week. Both quarterbacks. 6,000 Cooper Rush. Running backs. Was Wilson a core play? No, he's 8%. So they still had. Oh yeah, it's Cooper Rush and Cedric Wilson with CeeDee Lamb and Amari still there. That's definitely a fringe play. Okay, so running backs, no running backs. Oh, that's very interesting. None. You would think with Cooper Rush that the running backs probably got played quite a bit. There's Zeke, 44%. Yep. And pass catchers, 1, 2, 3, 3. 0 and then 1 fringe play. That was Cedric Wilson. Okay. New York Giants and Kansas City. Winner was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. The winner was Tyreek Hill. Ugh, really? 27 points that won it? Yes. Okay, it was a 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Daniel Jones and no. Oh, opposing. The Tyreek Hill got there without Mahomes. Wow. Okay, that makes sense because he didn't score any points, but it was enough. Running backs, Devontae Booker. And was John Russell fringe play? He was. Like, I think there was just a lot of unknowns with him, though. Yeah, that's right. Like, he started to play a little bit more snaps, but he didn't. He just caught like that. Well, yeah, 2 catches for 72 yards was enough to get you there. That was definitely a fringe play. So 1, 2. Oh, Darrell Williams. There's 2 running backs. 2, 0, and a 1 fringe play, which was John Ross. Cool. Thursday. All right, we're in week 9. Almost there, guys. Oh my! I may have to stop this because Fantasy Cruncher. Fantasy Cruncher lineup study has gone bonkers on me. I wonder if I get rid of these. Maybe that'll help. Week 9 update. Let's see what we got. All right, we got New York Jets in Indianapolis. Oh, that's the $3 one. Whoops. New York Jets. There's 1, 2, 3. What in the world? I think it was. Oh, but it's a single winner. Oh, just one guy. Ooh, that's what I like. Let's see. What did he do? That was so weird. Wow. 2 solo winners so far. That's another thing to realize. Like, you're going to dupe. Just how many people are you duping with? It's hard. It's gonna be hard to solo win. Jonathan Taylor lineup. This must be something really weird here. See Naheem Hines. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is so weird. I should have thrown this out. This is like one where whoever it was got hurt, McDonald, whoever, and he put Josh Johnson in there to score 20 points. No one plays Josh Johnson because he wasn't the starting quarterback. I gotta throw this one out the window. I mean, there probably is something to back up QB 0.1%. Like I would never do this. I would never play a backup quarterback. It's just so. I don't think that's a viable strategy. Maybe I'm dumb here, but catch him. But I will still fill it out just for the sake of, because if it happens 3 times in a year, well then maybe it's worth doing. Set up 1, 2, 3, 3 to 3. Quarterbacks, Wentz, and I'm not even gonna call it. Like he's definitely a fringe play. I'm only gonna call it 1 quarterback. Oops, which was Wentz. And Hines. That's really interesting. Taylor and Hines. Pass catchers, it was more, and Rob was Kropta. Yeah, I call it fringe play too. Okay, but 2 fringe plays. Rob was not a poor play there. I mean, 8%, even if he was a starting tight end. All right, that was an interesting one. There it is. Come on now, I'm gonna X out of this. Tennessee and LA Rams. Let's see what we got here. Oops. Is that a single? Yeah, 3 indicator first. We got another single winner. Wow. Okay. I like to see that. And he put, oh, it was a cup. Swain was definitely a fringe play there. Was he? He scored the week before. I'll call him a fringe play because he's only 9% and 3,400. You can, it can be debated either way. 1, 2, okay, cup wide receiver. Setup was 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2. QB. Same, just Stafford, same. Running backs. One. Just one. Pass catchers. 1, 2, 2. 1 defense, which was the Titans. That's really weird. 4 to 2 with one of the others being the defense. That's definitely going to make you unique. Okay. And 1 fringe play. All right, 4 more to go. Out of, we've done 26. 4 more to go. Let's do this. It was the Chicago versus Pitt. There it is. So split quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 20 to 25. I'll put like 23 in there. Okay. And let's see what it looked like. A lot of 1 entry onlys. Well. Okay. All right. This is a Firemouth week. Okay. I call him an elite tight end, stud tight end, at least for this. Oh, 2 tight ends. That's cool. For different teams. Setup was a 1, 2, 3 to 3. QB Fields was used, but Ben or whoever it was not used. Oh, it was Ben. Ben was not used in the winning lineup. So it was opposing. Very interesting. Running backs. Bashi. Pass catchers. 1, 2, 3. Kickers. Boswell. So Boswell's won two tournaments. So Boswell plays, you play him. Fringe. I don't listen to that. No fringe plays. That was interesting. I would expect a fringe play there. Okay. Almost done. Last week 10. Let's see what we got. Before my kids go bonkers on me here. Let's see. It's Baltimore and Miami. Oops. We have a single winner. Wow. And a single second. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's insane. Must have not played Lamar because he's 63% owned. Okay. So single. And it was what was Lamar? And he played Lamar and still won? It was the Albert Wilson and the Dolphins. That's what did it. Wow. So Waddle was a core. Okay, cool. So Lamar's looks like QB. Obviously, 2 was not used. Setup was a 3 to 3. And it was obviously the same as just Lamar. And then running backs. Was there no running backs? There are no running backs in this lineup. That's interesting. Pass catchers. I mean, in this game, you would think one of the running backs got to do okay. Pass catchers, it was Waddle, Andrews, Bateman, 1, 2, 3. No Hollywood Brown. He only scored 9 points. That's also makes it a really big. You can like have a single takedown. You don't put the wide receiver 1. 1 defense and 1 fringe play. That's what made him unique. Even though he had Lamar as a captain, which was probably the chalk. Okay, 2 more. Kansas City and Las Vegas. We had it split. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 12. Okay. Almost there, almost there. If Chrome decides to play nice with us. Here we go. The Daryl Williams at 8%. I was only 8%. Oh, I can't see it. And Pringle. Okay. This feels weird. Why was he only 8%? I guess CEH was in there, right? I can't see his salary. I don't know why this is got. There it is. No, he was. Oh, maybe CH was back, but that's a high salary. Oh, he was only captain, 8% captain. Okay. He must have been played. There he is. He was 31%. So he was a core play. There was no CEH at this point. Okay. That's actually really important because it makes a difference there. 4-2. QB, Mahomes, and Carr was not in there. Just saying. One. Just the one. Pass catchers. Pringle's definitely. I still call him fringe. I know I'm weird. I call him a fringe play still. Maybe I'm just biased. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pass catchers. 0 and 1 fringe. All right, last one, guys. Let's see. Rams and 49ers. And we had, it was a pretty big chop. Was that about 30? Okay, and the winner was, this is it. Debo, it was a Debo week. Didn't play any Debo at all. It was a 5-1. 5-1. QB, just the same. Okay. Yeah, it was just a couple on the other side. 5-1. San Francisco won it. You would never have expected that for sure. Definitely unique, but not unique enough. Like they still they still chopped quite a bit. No running backs. 1, 2, 3. These are pretty core. I mean, pretty chalky stuff. Oh, kicker and defense. That's definitely weird. Okay. Well, that is it. That's how the sausage is made. I'm gonna come up with some insights. Two things I saw that I wasn't expecting were these two. The non-elite quarterbacks, the games with the non-elite quarterbacks, you want to play both of them. I saw that. I'll investigate that trend. I'll probably go through all 17 weeks. I don't play week 18. I am interested in following this trend. And then I'm curious how many more have two skill position, two of the same skill position players in the same team. That happened 3 times, which is I would never put that rule in. I would actually limit that. So I'm interested in potentially not having that rule and letting it happen potentially. So a couple of things I'll be looking at. And that was a marathon for sure. I hope this was interesting, to say the least. It'll probably be interesting the last first 5 minutes. If you stay this long, congratulations. But with that said, I will probably come up with some sort of an analysis of everything, probably all 16 weeks at some point. And so stay tuned for that. Thanks. Have a good one.